Hi everyone, welcome to this my video on finding an unknown side in a right angle triangle, part of our trigonometry series. Yeah, my name's Darren from Maths Guru. Thanks very much for watching. Greatly appreciated. I'm assuming you're being forced to watch this, because why would you watch maths videos? I mean, really, am I ever going to be rich or famous? No, but watching this video means the world to me, and if you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would be amazing. Now, behind me are our learning objectives. Know how to find the length of an unknown side in a right angle triangle and use the CAS to be able to find side lengths. All right, so the great news is here we can use the CAS, all right? It's all CAS enabled, and it is going to build on the theory we did in our last lesson. Right, we're going to use SOHCAHTOA. Yeah, I can't help myself. I really can't help myself. To work out the missing, what have I got to try and find here? Missing side lengths. Right. Now, SOHCAHTOA basically tells us that we can find a word that helps us create those three formulas, where the sine of the given angle is equal to the opposite side length divided by the hypotenuse. The cos of the given angle is equal to my adjacent divided by my hypotenuse, and the tan of the given angle is equal to the opposite side divided by the adjacent side. And again, here is my angle. It looks like an eye. It is looking at my opposite side. There is a right angle. It looks like an arrow. It's pointing to my hypotenuse, all right? So all of this, the hardest part, if I'm honest with you, with trigonometry, is labeling the triangle. Once you've done that, life becomes so much easier. Okay, now there's not a lot of worked examples here. I am so sorry, guys. Cambridge have allowed me to use their worked examples. I don't want to do too many because ultimately you need to practice. Find the length of the unknown side x in the triangle shown correct to 2 decimal places. Now, lots of students in general maths cannot round to decimal places or significant figures, and that's a real shame. It is so important to be able to learn, particularly for the Year 12 course, because VCAR will trip you up in an exam and they will ask you to round not to decimal places, to significant figures. And this has been part of this course, and you must practice. Now, what I say, and I said in my previous video, is this. When you are given a question like this, the first thing you need to do is label the sides. Now, we've got so used to, our angle being marked as x or theta, they've now given me the size of the angle. But that's not to say that it's any more complicated. Turn that into my eyeball. I am looking at my opposite side length. Here is my right angle. Sorry, there is my arrow. There is my hypotenuse. There is my adjacent. Now, it wants us to find the unknown side length. And the way you do that is you use the two sides that they've given you. So in this situation here, although I don't know what x is, they're saying, hey, use that side as one of your side lengths. And they've given us 65 as my hypotenuse. So I'm now looking for an identity that has O and H in it. So if we go SOHCAHTOA, O and H has to be SO. That tells me that sine theta is my opposite divided by my hypotenuse. Now, if you had me as a teacher, I would automatically be giving you 1 mark for that, because you have shown me that not only can you label the side of that triangle correctly, you've chosen the right identity, right? So even if the rest of the question went horribly wrong, you've got a mark for knowing the correct identity, all right? Now, again, if you've watched any of my other videos, I have a little acronym. Formula, substitute, solve. So what I'm now going to do is there's my formula. I'm going to substitute the sine of my given angle, where they've told me the given angle is 38, is equal to my opposite side length, which is x, divided by my hypotenuse, which is 65. Now, again, this comes down to basic algebra. If you wanted to, and it's totally possible, you can actually put that in a solve function and L will come. We'll have a look at that in just a moment, all right? But what I remember is when I've got the x on the top of a fraction, I can move this up here and it becomes times. So we get 65 times sine 38 is equal to x. And to save myself some time, I've done that on my calculator, which gives me, what do I have to do to correct 2 decimal places? 40.02. So we now know that side length must be 40.02. Don't know what the units are, but there we go. Now, again, let's bring up my calculator and try and show how to do that in Solve. Sorry about the stuff that's on there before. Let's clear that down. That was used in my previous example, and we'll do a new calculator screen. Right, solve. What have I got? Sine of 38, trig, sine of 38 equals, do a fraction thing, x on 65, comma x, hit enter, and lo and behold, your solve function works as well. Now, the solve function will work every single time you are trying to find a side length. So my advice is probably don't leave it to chance unless the question says you've got to show you're working out, which for an exam in general maths is unlikely. You can just put that into your calculator and do solve. Right, there we go. What about this one? Find the value of x in the triangle shown, correct to 2 decimal places. So, as I've done normally, I'm going to label the sides. So there is my angle. There is my arrow. So that is my hypotenuse. That is my opposite. And there is my adjacent. I only need to use 2 of them, and I tend to use the 2 they've given me. So they've given me an x and a 72. At least they want me to find the x and the 72. That's AH. So, which one has got A and H in it? Not that one. Not that one. So we now know that the cosine of my angle is equal to my adjacent divided by my hypotenuse. 1 mark for writing a formula. Cosine of the angle. Did they give me the angle? Yep. Of 34 is equal to the adjacent, which is 72, divided by x. Now, this is the second type of question. All right. Yes, once again, I could put that into my solve function. But if working out was required, when the x is on the bottom, now again, here, the x was on the top, you just move the 65 up. When the x is on the bottom, what you can do is those 2 swap. Now, of course, there's maths behind that, and of course, hopefully you understand why. But if all else fails, and you need to put that in your summary book to remind yourself, when the x is on the bottom, you can simply swap those. It only works with trigonometry fractions, but in this situation, we've got x is equal to 72 divided by the cosine of 34, and lo and behold, I've already worked that out for you here. Accuracy is to 2 decimal places, which would be 86.85. Again, they didn't give me units, but there we go. We could absolutely have put this into our solve function or our calculator solve command, and it would have done it for me. And believe it or not, that's the end of this video. There were not a lot of examples because finding side lengths, much easier. You can put it into your calculator, you can swap the bottom, or you can just multiply up. Practice, practice, practice. Do we know how to find the length of an unknown side in a right angle triangle? We do. Do we know how to use the CAS to find the right side lengths? We absolutely do, and I'm done. If you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would be massive. Head over to mathsguru.com to sign up and download lesson notes, and hopefully I'll see you in another video. If not, please take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.